Okay, so this is Eagle Eye 42, and a couple hours ago I just got a 5611 in Splatoon, and I'm going to be doing a voiceover commentary for this run. I'd like to get a 55. I'm gonna go for a 55, but this is good enough for me to stop runs and switch to practicing really hard. So here's the run. Let me start it up. Okay, it's kind of laggy. Sorry about that. So if it looks like I started my timer early, like I started my timer like 2 seconds before I entered the actual game, that's because of my capture card delay. So it's this tutorial. It's really easy. It's like nothing you need to worry about. Although I did have a few minor mistakes, mostly due to shot RNG that made me lose like a second. Like that one bump on the wall was most of it. So it's like this first split, I lose a second because of that bump on the wall, and then I didn't save any time because the first level wasn't that good either. So that's what happened. So a little bit ago, I found that you don't have to mash like the ZL and ZR buttons on your gamepad to enter the game. You can just hold them and it's faster. So that's a new strat I picked up recently. I just haven't been able to explain it yet. So it's a cool strat. And then, so I'm holding ZL and ZR right now, and it'll immediately enter me into the Kalimari text. And then I mash A as fast as I can because this will give me quick text if I mash it fast, which is what we want. We want quick text. So it's just like, this is just text mashing until 3 minutes, and the first 3 minutes of this run are like really boring, and they seem to take a lot longer than they actually last. So this run was pretty bad except for Octavio, which was decent, I guess. I had an okay World 5, could have been better, mostly because of RNG and the flutter level, but other than that, it was Octavio, and I got the second try World 4 skip, which is what allowed me to get a PB here. It was pretty bad before that. Like my World 1 time, my World 1 and most of World 2 were like even with PB, a little bit behind it though. And then I lost a lot of time on the spuds level because of stupidness. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just stupidness. It's like I messed up buying the burst bombs, and then I super jumped to the wrong place, and then the level itself was bad. That's like basically, that's the most major mistake in the first 20 minutes of this run. I'll explain it when I get there. Plus, I think it'll be interesting to actually watch one of my own runs. So that's entering the first level. I've done that so many times, it's like just down to muscle memory. And entering that. But here it's just really direct, quick movement and throwing the burst bombs and everything. Here you go over the wall because it's faster than going around it. And you shoot these guys as fast as you can. That was a little sloppy there too. And right here was also really sloppy. I threw the bomb bad, and then I wasted like half a second shooting him longer than I needed to. That was good. Here was also very good. It's like really lots of minimal time losses that made this level bad in my. So it's like I lost a second in the level, and then I lost a second before the level. So that's the mistakes. It's like after that, it's really minimal. Like lots of shot RNG and being caught in the enemy's ink because of shot RNG, basically. That was bad. I should not have sprayed. I should have just kept going. And that got me in there was just bad luck. It was a bad. All around, that was a pretty poor level. Yeah, and I ended up exactly a second behind, so it's like that. I have room to best split that level by like a second. Again, we throw another splat bomb to unlock this faster. It takes one splat bomb and then 2 shots to unlock a kettle. So we start out at this level by shooting that guy because you can get past him without shooting him. And I used to do that, but it's really inconsistent and bad, so don't do it. So it's just, this level used to be the level I reset the most on. It probably still is, but I've reset a lot less on it recently than I have in the past because of cannonless at the end of the level, and that's coming up. So the first part of this level was a little bit sloppy, could have been a lot faster. But this all around was a pretty good level until cannonless. Could have been a lot better cannonless, but it wasn't, so nothing I could do about that. Right here actually was probably the biggest mistake. It took me a little bit, like I hesitated before shooting that guy off, and it took him a while to fall off. So here's a really cool strat. We like spray in front of us and throw a bomb, and it kills them really fast. That's a really good strat to use. It's really consistent. So we spray up the wall, and I could have sprayed higher there, and I messed up there, and then I messed up the last quick grab on the wall too, which is bad. But all around, not a bad World 1 so far. So we throw another splat bomb, and then before we enter the level, we buy Seekers, which make the level go like half a second faster. And it makes other levels, let's just say Seekers save a lot more time than they waste to buy them. So we switch to the Seekers at the beginning of the level, and it's really good. We throw a Seeker here, and you try to like jump as little as possible here, so you're spending less time in the air and more time in your ink, because it is really, really bad to like jump in this game. It like slows your movement so much. So here we used to take the Inkzuka, but it's faster to just shoot them than to use the Inkzuka, so that's what we do now. And then here I sprayed as much as I could before I got to there. And those guys were on a bad cycle, so I had to shoot one, which is what made this level slower. This level is usually like really consistent with me. I hardly ever mess it up. If I mess it up, it's because I missed a jump or something. Other than that, this level is really easy. It's really hard to mess up. So it's like not bad at all. It's pretty good World 1 up to this point. Like, I've definitely had better, and I could definitely do better, but it's not terrible. Okay, so this boss fight can get really, really annoying at times. Like, this boss fight is either really good or really bad, and a lot of it depends on shot RNG with me. Because, like, when he jumps down at you, is that little area of ink underneath his feet. And if my shot RNG isn't good, then that doesn't get filled up. And it wasn't good for a couple of the cycles on this. And my mashing's really bad. I'm not like Tones, where I can just, like, mash between the two bombs like 30 times in half a second or something insane. So yeah, right here kind of messed me up because I had to do a double hop. It was really slow. And again, really bad mashing on everything. This run would have been a 55 if I hadn't messed up in World 2. If I hadn't messed up this boss, it would have... I'm just so mad because I lost 15 seconds on the sponge level because I messed up like buying the splat bombs and stuff. If I hadn't done that, this would have been a 55. So, got a 1030 World 1. Slightly ahead of this PB, but it's still a really bad World 1 time. A 1030 used to be a really, really solid World 1 time. And for my level, it's still a really solid time. But for like I want to get down to like 1020s soon. So I think I'm going to grind World 1 practice a lot. Get really good at cannonless, that level. And probably grind out World 2 a lot as well. And World 3. I'm going to practice a lot before I start doing runs again. Because it's dumb. So this level is pretty straightforward. I don't really need to explain anything. We just throw seekers. I've never been out of ink there before on this level. This level is pretty bad too. I think I lost like 3 seconds on it. It just had a lot of stupid stuff like that. But it was, like, this is a fairly straightforward level. It's like, if you do all the seeker throws and you don't mess up anything like I did, then you can make a really fast cycle on this level. That's really good. And I missed shooting the balloon, which is another mistake. I usually shoot it just because it gives a nice even coat. And it takes away some of the shot RNG, which I hate. So I got a good seeker throw here. I didn't like break on anything, which is good, but I was behind this cycle. And I could have messed this part up really bad and died. I probably would have reset, but I didn't, so... So it's getting harder and harder to best split now. My best segments are getting a lot more optimized. I mean, I can still push my best segments down by like another 2 minutes, but it's not much anymore. It's like, I used to think like, yeah, I can just push my best segments way, way down, but it's like, I've only really got 2 minutes down left. Like, and I think once I get a 55 or a 54, I'm done. If it's a low 55, I'm done. If it's like a 55-50 or 55-40, I think I'm gonna keep going for a low 55 or a 54. But I don't know. So that was actually really good. I like showed them to me. I showed myself to them, and then it's just a really good strat to do that. They're so much easier to shoot when you do that. So I recommend that to anybody who's like learning strats for this game. It's a really good idea to do that. I lost more time on this level. I lose time on every level in World 3. It's just like mostly a tiny little bit, but there's tiny little time losses that kept me from getting a 55 in this run. Like, there's no mistake in this level, but that world movement could have been a lot better by, like, half a second or something. And then it could have been tied with my gold. Like, this level is literally perfect. This is the same level I got my gold, but no, it's just world movement. So I can gold this level by, like, half a second at least. That much I know. Because one of my previous runs, I forgot to save the best splits, and I had like a 129 on this as a gold, so. Or, I guess it's blue, huh? I'm so, like, I usually say gold or glad, but it's blue because my best segment color is blue. Just because I like blue more. I don't really like the gold in live split. And I don't really like the rainbow that much either. I like my blue a lot. That's like kind of a really cool highlighter for me. So here we switch to splat bombs, and I'll show you why. There's this really cool Octa Striker strike that like you need to do if you're running this game. So you come up by him, you throw the bomb, and then you're basically free to kill him, and it's way faster than just shooting him and hoping. It's so much more consistent too. So again, just a tiny little bit more time. I checked, I was only 14 seconds behind my best segments, which isn't that bad. But my best segments can be improved by like 20 or 30 seconds in the beginning game. And I want to squeeze that 20 or 30 seconds out of World 1. I want to start averaging 21s minute, like sub 22 minute World 2s. Or at least being able to get them like on good runs. And then low 22 minute World 2s on the rest of it. Like this was a 22:30 World 2 if I recall. And yeah, it's trash. I used to think like sub 23 was all that, but this was like a trash World 2. 22:30, it was total trash for me. I want like sub 22:10 at this point, but I want sub 22 soon. So I go for my fan strat here because I've been losing a lot of runs to that strat lately. I'm gonna go back and practice it a ton so like I know how to get it every time, and it isn't kind of weird. I had it like really consistent for a few days, and then it's just like, nope. And that's why this level actually isn't gold. This was like really good, but if I had done that fan strat, it would have golded. Or it would, yeah, it would have been a blue split, which is really good. So here, I was mashing plus, but it brought me into the scrolls, and then I messed up. I accidentally clicked Seekers instead of Response, and then I jumped to the wrong level. So, it was a collage of mistakes there. I don't know, whenever I make mistakes in this game, my brain, like, slows down, and everything seems, like, a lot longer than it was, but watching it back, I'm like, wow, that wasn't even, like, that long. And this level was really bad, too. Like, then I go over here. I try to avoid that guy, and he shoots us out from under me, so I have to kill him, and it's so slow. After that, this level went pretty smoothly, though, which really sucks, because it would have golded, or blued by a second or two, if I hadn't messed up the bomb bind in the beginning of the level. I don't know why I threw a second burst on there. It's not... I mean, it's good I did, because otherwise they would have trapped me there, and I would have lost even more time. But it slowed down the other sponge, so... It's not a strat I usually do. I kind of just did it on impulse, and it it was a good impulse. So now we have another cannon on this level, but this one isn't as crappy as the other cannon. So you're supposed to go to the cannon to shoot these sponges, kill the guys on them. And for some reason, I got stuck on that sponge. It just happens sometimes when you're shift canceling. By the way, whenever we come up on ledges and we're like swimming forward, instead of waiting in the air to like fall back onto the ledge, we tap ZL and it like turns you to human and then to squid and then you go right along. It saves like just a tiny little bit every time you're above your turning. You're like rising over something. I mean, it adds up, but it's not that big of a deal. I do it though because I like squeeze every possible second out of every single run I do. So yeah, I lost 17 seconds to my best on that level, which is like trash. I should never lose that much on that level or on any one level in this game. Like, really, I don't usually lose that much time. Like, this run it had a few big time losses, but other than that, everything was pretty minimal and spread out. Like, I have a little bit on World 4 skip. I have lots of time saves in World 5. I have some spread out ones. That was probably my biggest single time save though. Which is really weird, which is... I don't even have like 2 minutes of total possible time save left, and I don't have that much more to squeeze out of. Like I said, only 2 more minutes worth of best splits. But I'm gonna practice a ton and get that down. Cause like that 30 seconds in the beginning, it's a 53 sum of best right there, and then that other minute and a half I have in the end, I can lower my Octavia gold by like another 30 seconds if I learn the new strats. I think there's more new strats. It's just nobody's made a strat video, and it's getting kind of annoying because I don't know what to do without strat videos. So also, this is run 99 hype on these splits anyways. But yeah, I'm not done with this category, not by a long shot. I'm not going to be done with this category until a low 55 or a 54. Any 54 and I'd be done. But a low 55 and I'm done too. If I feel like it. Like, if my sum of best gets sub 53, then yeah, I'm going to keep going for that 54, low 54, or 53. But I don't think I'm ever going to get that good. It's like really weird. When I started running this game, world record was... Well, no, this is what happened. I learned this game, including World 4. And then the next day, World 4 skip was found, and I like waited. And then the next day, the better strat was found for World 4 skip. And then pro guys got that 59.50, and I'm like, this is the first sub 1. So like, he got the 59.50 shortly after. I just remember like starting right after sub 1. Can't remember learning it before World 4 skip, and I'm like waiting a few days for that to become possible. And then like, is it a little bit afterwards he got the sub 1. I think the world record, like when I was learning this, was like sub 120, but not sub 115 yet. I don't even know. I know it had World 4 in it, and I learned World 4. And thank goodness we don't have to do it because Chargers sucked. And the World 4 route was really bad at the time. Gosh. Like, I started running this game right after we started, like, getting Seekers. So it's just like, we didn't get Seekers for a while either. I've been running this game basically since it came out. Like, I got it a few weeks after launch, and then a few weeks after that I started learning it. So, it's like been out for maybe a month when I started learning it. And it was fun. This has been a really good speed game for me. Like, it's the only speed game I ever like gotten good at. I'm hoping to get good at Wind Waker HD over my Christmas break, which starts in 2 days from the time I'm voiceovering this. I'm hoping, like, if you see a Wind Waker HD with crappy quality in the next few days, then that's before I get my new internet. And yeah, hopefully I'm gonna get sub 430 over this break on Wind Waker HD. But Wind Waker HD is a hard game. It's like easy for the first 2.5 hours, and then the last 2 hours are really hard. Everything past Hyrule 2 in Wind Waker HD is pretty difficult. Like, Earth Temple is difficult. Wind Temple is pretty easy. Triforce is difficult. Also, Hype, I died on this. Oh wait, yeah, I did. I died. I remember that was like the only death of the run. I might have had one other, but that was the first death for sure. So yeah, it's like basically 2 big free time saves in this game. And I got the bad shower RNG, of course. Because that first one there's like, I think it's like a second or 2 difference of which way one of the showers goes. Because if it goes the right way, you throw a Seeker, and that's fast. Like, down the aisle with the key, if he's not there, you can throw a Seeker, and that's faster than spraying around. So, also, I need to practice cycle skip a lot. I need to get that consistent. Like, I can get it in practice runs. I can't get it in practice or in runs. It's really weird. If I'm, like, doing World 3 practice run, because I do that a lot, like, offline, my practicing. I don't like just straight up practicing levels. I feel like I get worse at them if I do that. And I kind of YOLO'd these guys and got lucky because I was kind of like, screw it. This has been a really bad run so far. Why should I care? Because it had been. This is like a really bad run up to this point. This run was pretty bad throughout. It just had a better World 4 skip in Octavio than my previous PB. So that's how basically all my PBs in this game have worked since I got sub 105. It's just like, oh yeah, I messed up throwing these bombs here too. Like, I messed up really bad. You're dumb. It kept me from saving time on this level. I was trying to go too fast and yeah, it was not good. And I missed box skip too, which is like, I can best split the next level. It's an ink striker level. I can best split that by 2 seconds. Easy. Like, I saved, I think I cut even or lost a second or 2 on this level. I can't even remember. I think I lost 2 seconds actually. So okay, so there's this really cool strat on this level that I totally botched in this run. Like, I get it 9 times out of 10 in runs too. I get it like 99 times out of 100 in practice. But this time I just missed it. It's one of those few times I miss it. Like, I usually get that trick. It's pretty easy. It just takes like a little bit of practice and getting used to. Okay, and I think I messed up this fight too. Yeah, I messed it up. I almost died. So I got really lucky, because if I died, I would have reset for sure. So yeah, I lost another 2 seconds. And I'm like, yes, if I get cycle skip, I can make up 6 seconds here. But I didn't get cycle skip, which sucks. because I should have gotten cycle skip. I feel like in runs, the platforms move faster, where I always get worse shot RNG. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing lots of World 3 and 5 practices along with lots of World 1. I feel pretty consistent with World 2. I never really have any big screw-ups. But it can always be better too, so practice that too. I'm just gonna practice everything. Probably learn all the new strats and get caught up again. Cause I caught up and then I fell behind again. And now I'm a little bit behind on a few things. Like 2 of the bosses and Octavio. Yeah, this is bosses. Like I'm behind on the World 2 boss, the World 3 boss, and Octavio. And I think combined it's like 10 seconds maybe. I know World 2 and World 3 boss is like 3 or 4. I don't know how much the new Octavio strats save over the old ones. I don't think they save much. I think they just save a little bit. I mean, they probably save 15-20 seconds. Now that I think about it. Oh no, they don't save that much. I know the new strat. I know what they are. I just don't know how to do them. But no, they don't save 15 to 20 seconds. They probably save like 7 or 8 max. So again, that dreaded world movement. Ugh, so bad. So this level, I don't know what to say about this level. I used to suck it all the time, and then I practiced it for like 6 hours. And I haven't really died or screwed up on it very much since. I mean, of course, you screw up on every level occasionally, no matter how much you practice it. And I'll probably like die on it at the worst possible point on my next attempt that's on PB pace. Because honestly, all my runs are gonna be on PB pace now. Just every single one's gonna be on PB pace at this point. Because, yeah, the Seeker missed them, I don't know why. I'm like too good at dodging. But yeah, it's just like, I have so much time saved in the beginning of this run. Like, my previous PB had kind of like, it was a good beginning, but it wasn't like really good. And this one had like, it was worse than that, so it kind of went from being an okay beginning to a bad beginning. Which means I can like, I think I can be a minute ahead before World 4 skip if I play perfectly. So I tried something new here. I wanted to be consistent because I didn't want to fall because I was feeling weird about those jumps. And I actually lost time because of it, so. But I probably would have died on those jumps and that would have been bad. So, my split name here. This is my least favorite boss in the game, by the way. So, actually, I think I hate Octavio more. Octodad. I remember, I didn't even know what he was called when I started running this game. I just like, hey, he's an octopus, right? And I'm like, what's an octopus? I'm like, Octodad! My last split has to be Octodad. And it's been Octodad ever since. And I love it. It's amazing. It's a good split name for sure. So this boss is straightforward. Yeah, I'm like a minute 05 behind at 3.6, which is really unacceptably insane. I can easily be 40 seconds ahead of this PB because especially if I like get 30 seconds of golds. And I compared against the some of best for like basically the rest of the run. It really helped me like calm my nerves because I knew it was a bad run and I didn't want to see if I got ahead, so I didn't get nervous, and it really helped. I didn't know like how far ahead or behind I was, and it really helped me just keep my hands steady and not get nervous. Cause like I get pretty bad nerves when I'm speedrunning on a good run, even though this run wasn't good. there's always that, like, with all my time saves in the end game, I'm like, there's always that what if this could still PB. Like this is technically on 55-30 pace. I lose another 50 seconds though, and the kill was the 55. I killed the 55 dream guy. It made me so sad. I thought I was gonna 55 on this run until Octavio, and I'm like, I saw the timer turn to 56. I'm like, oh no. Because if I had gotten the second fist cycle skip with the delay fist, it would have been a 55. Probably, I don't know, it might not have been a 55, so it would have been a lower 56 though. It's like, I only needed to save 12 seconds to get a 55. I don't know. I always change my plans. Before this, like when I had the 56-45, I'm like, yeah, any 55 and I'm done. And now I'm like, yeah, I kind of want a low 55 or a 54 and then I'm done. I always do that. I make like my goal. And then I'm like, after I get that, I'm done forever. And then I just come back. It's a bad habit. Like when I started running this game, like I'll go to sub 105 and then I'll be done. And then I'm like, I got sub 105, I got a 104, and I'm like, hey, this game's still fun. So then I got a 102. And then I got a better 102 because I changed my route to the optimized route. So this is back when world record was like 59 minutes. I got a 102.53 with a run that had a route that was a minute and a half slower than the route the world record holders were using. I'm pretty proud about that. Because that means I would have been in the top like 5 or 6 at the very least if I was using the optimized route. I'm very, very proud of that. Good. Yeah, so it was pretty good. Like, that's probably the coolest thing about this is that, like, I was using a crappy route. So here, I messed up the spot bomb throw there, and I had to do this. And I got second try world 4 skip. I, like, lined this up really well, and it just didn't work. I was like, I didn't, like, the last attempt at world 4 skip, I did, it, like, I hit the barrier, and this time, like, I'm not gonna hit the barrier, and then I lined it up a little bit too far to the right. And then here I just did it. I just went for it. I got it. And then here I tried to switch like tons of times. It's like, and yeah, so I lost like 20 seconds on that. But I still saved like 15 over PB, so it worked. So this level was really good until the very end. It was a pretty solid level all throughout. It's pretty straightforward. Like, I was thinking about updating my 80% tutorial because I made one a while ago and it's really bad. I should delete it because it's crap. But I'm like, this game is really, really straightforward. You kind of just need to like tell them, like, Octavio and World 4 skip, and then maybe some like cycle skip, or like they're separate tutorials, and then other than that you can just have like a good commentated run that explains everything you're doing as you're doing the run, and that's pretty good. Because so that's kind of what I'm doing now. I told myself I'd do it when I got a 55, but this run was good enough. I'll probably commentate it if I get a 55, like a low 55 or a 54. If I get a 54, I'll definitely commentate it. If I do it offline, but with new internet, I'll probably do it because, like, this is my last run of this game until January at least. Until at least after AGDQ. I'm gonna take a break. I kind of like, this is the second run I took after like a week and a half break. So I took a little break, not enough to get rusty, but enough that I needed a little bit of a de-ruster. And yeah, I missed that jump, I don't know why. Like, I jumped later than I usually did, and I was right on the ink, and I just didn't go in. I'm still salty about that, by the way. I still save time over my PB on that level, I think. But this is like, technically at this point, it is still possible to get a 55, but I knew I could gold Octavio by a lot too. So I still have room for like another big gold. Like I think 30 seconds still. Because I can get better mashing, better delay fists, both delay fists and the new trick, the new Octavio stuff. So I forgot to press minus there for a second. Like, forgot that I needed to press minus. I don't know why. It was a really dumb mistake. It just feels so good when you get like a PB in this game, because like when I do this one, I just record them offline. Like on YouTube, when you just watch the run, you don't see all the behind the scenes work that goes into this run. It's like a number of resets before it, a ton of practice, and just like playing out work and playing the game a lot to just like get a PB for one video on YouTube. Which is why I think streaming it will be really good, because then people, if they want to, will be able to see every attempt I do, technically. And it'll be really cool. And I'll practice more if I stream. Right now, I honestly don't practice enough. So I messed up this strat here. I was supposed to hit him and then hit the balloon, but I messed up bad. I threw the bomb too late too, so yeah, it could have been a lot better. I think I like tied my PB split there. But yeah, at this point, it's like basically impossible to 55. And there, that jump was bad and I knew it, so I didn't go to human form, so I'd make the thing. So those bombs are kind of finicky. You have to like move while you're throwing them or they won't make it because they need that extra velocity. It's really weird. That's what you gotta do. I can't remember if I died here or not. Yeah, I did. I remember in one of my recent runs I died there. It was probably my D-Rust run the other day. Like, literally my D-Rust run the other day. It could have PB'd until the sponge level here in World 5. It was literally, it was on the pace where it could have PB'd. This run was better than it though. That run was really bad. Had a better World 1, but that was it. So on this I got kind of bad RNG. Like, I got bad sniper RNG. Well, not bad, but not very good. And then these guys were not in very good positions. It was a pretty bad level. Like, it felt really good when I was doing it, but then when I looked at my time, it was like way behind my gold. Mostly because I just botched the sniper. Like, that was like super slow. I could have done that more optimally. And I like was scared of that guy, so I didn't jump around it. It was really weird. So at this point, it is literally my best possible time is, like, it's impossible to 55. Even, like, unless if I best split by, like, exactly 30 seconds in Octavio, it would have been impossible. It's just, like, it's been impossible for a while. I'm just bad at math. So here, there's a new strat here that I don't like. It's not even that much faster. I think it's, I'm gonna still go for it, but it's like messed up this and made that slower, so it's meh. So it's really cool. I only have one death in this run so far. I think I only had one death, actually. I don't think I died anywhere else. I might have died on this level, though. But I don't know, I didn't die after this level. So that was like bad movement there. It was just slow. Yeah, I don't think I died on this level. So this is all one death run, which is really, feels really good. I want to get a deathless run. Like, soon. Next run's probably going to be deathless. The next PB. Anyways. So I'm getting really good at these throws here. And throwing both of those bombs actually worked here because I was able to regenerate all my ink in time. But yeah, I don't lose that much time on that level. I think that level can be get a blue by a significant margin. And now I have the last World 5 level before the final boss. And I messed up this part. Or no, I didn't. That was in my other run. I guess I did those so close together. It's like really hard to remember. Like when you do a run back to back, and both of them are like on PB pace until the very end, it's really hard to remember which one was which, especially because they had like very similar mistakes. So this is bad. That was a bad mistake. It was almost like a run dead mistake. Because this run's not very good. Like, at this point I'm like, this run is bad. And I hit the switch to Splat Bomb literally like 10 times. I hit it 3 times, like, and it just wouldn't switch. It kept going back. I don't know why. Here I go for value strats. That's fast. Could have been faster. And here, right when I went off the ledge, I like freaked out because my thumb slipped, and I still made it. So it was good. It was all good. So I got really bad RNG with that guy there. And yeah. And that's the last level before the final boss. And I switched to like, I knew I was plus 12 there, so I'm like, yeah, this run's bad. I knew the run was bad. But I checked, and that's like, it's impossible to 54 unless if I get a really good best split here. So yeah, oh no, I'd say this run was like pretty bad. There was like nothing good until Octavio. I had a good Octavio. Well, I didn't even have that good of an Octavio. It was just better than my best split Octavio. My best split it by like 6 seconds only. It's like I got the second delay fist, or the first delay fist, and like 6 seconds really. It probably would have saved more, but I had really bad mashing and probably bad movement and stuff too. So and I had like 40 seconds to save here over my PB anyways. So if I didn't mention that, I kind of lost 40 seconds on this level in PB and 38 or so. I know I lost like over a minute worth. I had over a minute worth of time save on World 4 Skip and Octavia, so Their accident let myself get seen, which kind of ruined the strat. So, the way I'm gonna upload this, Octavia is just bad. I really hate Octavio. But anyways, the way I have to upload this is my computer's like kind of stinking out right now. I can't like upload anything in the the internet's not working. So I have to like use a flash drive to transfer this over to my laptop to upload it. Because I still have Wi-Fi in my laptop. I'll get Wi-Fi back on my PC soon though. Feels like no worries. So I tried for a delay fist there. I thought I got it. I seriously thought I got that delay fist, but apparently I didn't. Like, you go for that delay fist there because if you get it, then it's basically a second try at the skip. And I got the delay fist on that second one, which surprised me because I'm like, yo, this is immediately better than Octavio and PB. Because my Octavio and PB got no skips. Or that I got one and did it like really bad. But it was like really bad. But I'm like, since I started running this game, Octavio's been lowered by like 1.5 minutes. He's definitely had the most, like, besides World 4 skip, Octavio is like the most time save part of the run. Like, ever. I forgot that I had to do a skip there, and then I totally ruined it. And I'm like, oh wait, I still have to skip with this fist. And I'm like, I'm screwed. It's like, it was disappointed because this one's usually a lot easier for me than like the other skip, but I still got the backup, which is shoot that balloon and then come over here, which is still good. So basically the new strats make us be able to use the Inkzukas for the subwoofers, which are the giant bombs he shoots. That's all they do. And it lets us like shoot the bombs back at him immediately, and it's... But since there's only 2 Inkzukas, it's so much better to use. It's like, it doesn't save as much time using Inkzukas on the subwoofers as it would if we had 3 Inkzukas. Like, if we had 3 Inkzukas, it'd be like 15-20 seconds, but with only 1. And skipping, we do, like, it's kind of weird, but it only says like 8 seconds, I think. I'm pretty sure. Like, I haven't timed it, but I'm pretty sure it only saves around 8 seconds. And English, the reason I'm playing on English, I don't think I ever explained this, but English we found is faster than Spanish. So English is like, so Spanish is like translated really bad in the Octavio fight, and it wasted like 7 seconds over English. But since it saved 2 seconds elsewhere, it's like, we found out English was 5 seconds faster than Spanish, which means Japanese is only like 20 seconds faster than NTSC now. And then it's only like 25 seconds faster than European consoles, so Japanese text doesn't have as big of an advantage anymore. Like, it has a big advantage over me still, but it's like Jeebus Killer, it's like, it has no advantage over him. Well, it has a little bit, but not too much. And plus, the only real Japanese runner this game beats, he can't get a 53 or 52. You'd think with like a 35-second advantage, he'd be in the top 5 or top 2, but no, he's not. he's just not good enough at the game, and he could get good enough, but he's just not good enough. I've like watched some of his runs on the Japanese streaming site he uses, and it's like, first of all, they're really hard for me to watch because I have to like do Google Translate on everything, and it's annoying, and I like had trouble navigating the page in the first place. But like, he's good, but I wouldn't say he's better than me. He's more consistent than me, and he has better golds than me, but he's not actually better than me. It's mostly Japanese is the reason he's better than me. Like, I think he's a little bit better than me, but he's not like a ton better than me. Like 30 or 40 seconds faster than me in the whole game. Like, if I raced him and he was on English, I think it'd be kind of anybody's game who would win. It'd kind of come down to World 4 Skip and Octavio. Like, I'm pretty sure she's more consistent than me for sure, from what I've seen. Like, I've actually worked on my consistency a lot. I've gotten a lot more consistent at this game than I used to be. So yeah, it's like, this is the grand apex of the run right here. It's like, when I saw that timer turn to 56, I'm like, aww. Because I knew I was going to best split this. I only best split it by 5 seconds. Oh. Yeah, so that's my Splatoon 90% run in 55 minutes. Or 56 minutes and 11 seconds. I'm dreaming of that 55 so much. But yeah. It was a pretty good run. I can pause it. This is just a video on a Vigimex, which is what I use to edit if I need to edit PBs at all. Like, if, say I was listening to streams in the background of my computer and I didn't want that picking up in the sudden, like, I usually turn off like desktop volume, but sometimes that doesn't work and there's like some echo, then I like will delete the audio of the run and replace it with something else or something usually. So, but yeah, this was a pretty dang solid run. At the end, at the beginning, it was really bad. Like, and I had some bad crap in World 5, but basically after World 4 Skip, it was solid enough to PP. It's just it had a solid Octavio, which makes me feel better about the run, because Octavio is really hard. He's the hardest part about the run, in my opinion. But it's annoying because I know this could have been a lot better than it was. Yeah, I'm gonna go upload this. I hope you guys enjoyed this and my bad commentary. This is